Hey Floss Tube, it's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. We have a special guest today.
Oh, me?
Dan.
Dan.
I've been kind of promising a visit from Dan. So today is the day, although he told me, let's do this, because he wants to get out into the garage. I bought him a new table saw for his birthday / our anniversary. His birthday's in July. Our anniversary is the very beginning of, what's that?
43.
43. Oh, yes. We've been married for 43 years. So for that gift, I bought him a new table saw because his was not fully functional. However, as may have been mentioned previously, I don't know, his garage is somewhat of a mess, and they're delivering the saw tomorrow. It needs a place to go, so he has to go out and make a place for this saw to go. So he's like, let's get this done so I can get out there because it's fairly cool today. And so I am totally not prepared to be doing the video. I have nothing. I don't know what video this is. I have nothing ready, but we're just gonna wing it. So
I'm going to carry you this time.
you're gonna carry me?
Yeah.
Thanks, because I really don't have much. I did finish the stitching on the retreat project, so I'm now free to stitch on other things, which I did last night briefly. I mean, for a couple hours, and it doesn't look like I made it very far, but I did. But we'll start with Dan so he can go and get his stuff done.
Okay.
So he has a few things to show you today, and I'm going to just let him carry me. So,
Okay, well, first of all, I started stitching for the first time in about 2 years again. But,
you haven't stitched since before the pandemic.
well, I said about
Do you know how long ago that was?
a while.
Yeah. Since the start. Do you have your stitching?
It's over there.
No.
So, what was it? Over a year ago, on our antique ventures, I had found, and Julie might have mentioned this, I don't know, but I had found this mantle clock, kind of a mantle clock. It used to be a mantle clock.
There's no clock.
It's timeless.
I get it.
So I just thought, hey, that would probably work good for put a ship or something in there, some nautical thing. So
Well, why? Why nautical? Yes.
why nautical?
Why nautical? Point out the reasons
think
why
they,
nautical.
I think they can figure out why it's nautical. This looks like a ship's wheel.
But also, look at this.
Waves.
Waves.
So it's been a while. I kind of looked around. I didn't find anything. Thinking that my wife would come up with something for it.
I
And
was not choosing this. You had a thought in your head is what you wanted it to look like. And it's something you have to stitch. So
you found me something.
I actually ended up, yes, but thank you to everyone who sent me suggestions.
Yeah.
It was hard to find something that was going to fit in that
Yeah,
opening.
'cause it's about, I think we figured 4 1/4 diameter.
And unfortunately, I don't have a picture.
This is what it will be wrapped around, and then placed in there. This is the wood that will go in there to support it. So it's, what do we do? It's 36 count,
Yes, we went with 36 count. I'm
which is not my favorite.
keeping my fingers crossed that it does end up fitting.
Yeah.
Because, we'll see.
It looks like it's going to fit all right.
Um,
That's about as wide as it is. Maybe
Is it?
a little wider. So I usually do 32 with 2 threads, but this is 36 with 1. I'm lazy. I don't like having to start the thread like that. I like looping it and tying it off and calling it good and be ready to go.
But you're using overdyes, you can't loop it. Well, you can loop it, but you lose a lot of the variegation that way.
Well,
So even if you were doing it on 32, you can't loop it. Unless you choose to loop it and lose the variegation.
no, you just have hybrid variegation.
You still get some, you just don't get the full effect. And, you know, if you're paying for the full effect, you might as well get the full effect.
Okay.
Just
Well,
my opinion.
water under the bridge because we're doing 1 thread.
We are.
And I don't like it. It's too small. That, 32 to 36 doesn't seem that much, but to me, it's substantial. But I'm old, so. So anyway, that is the project. Julie has it there. I got a pretty good start on it.
Well, we went, or he chose the ship from the cover of the latest Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, I think, at PNPS, yes. Yeah. From the cover of that, it's a Teresa, my eyes are watering, sorry. Teresa Kogut chart, but I left the magazine at work. So I don't have a picture of it, but it's the latest one that came out. If I was going to say, I'll try and pop a picture of it into the video, but I really suck at that. So
So we just snagged a ship from it. There's a whale, there's a sailor, so it's just the ship
yeah,
part.
here, that's yours. You get to show, but you might want to put a piece of paper behind it just so it shows up better.
Well, there it is.
Hard to
And-
see. The lighting really sucks. It's a very cloudy, overcast day today.
I'll get it in real close so you can kind of see. So that's the second attempt on the sails because I started doing it at stitching the other day. I was hanging around there and I was sitting by Nicole and Phyllis and they were going, I can't see it. I said, what? Because we were going to go something even creamier the first time. And
You were using the called for.
yeah, she talked me out of it and went with, what was it called? Grits?
Grits.
Was that grits? Was that the grits?
No, I think we
Yeah,
even
we went.
up from grits.
Yeah, so I got one sail done and both Nicole and Phyllis said, no. Damn it. Because I don't like taking out stuff.
Oh, he hates taking stuff out.
But I did. They were very proud of me. And it's still.
Oh, no. Who took it out?
We took it out.
We.
Yeah. I
No.
just threw it at Julie and she frogged it.
I frogged it for him because I knew if it was left up to him, he probably wouldn't do it.
I had other things to do. But it's still kind of. We could have went just with a bright, what was it, 5200 white. That's probably what we should have did, but we kind of wanted the antique-y look on it, the sails. So anyway, that's what it is. It'll look better when we get the riggings on there and everything. And started to add the boat part. So it'll be good.
You've only been working on it for what, a week? Because you would have started it at Saturday stitching, which was last weekend. So he's got a week's worth of stitching in on it.
And just work on it at night. Okay, so we'll keep you updated on that, see how it goes. Now Julie wants to keep this brown. It's just wood, but it's very mahogany or something. Not a lot of character to the wood. So I was thinking about maybe shabby chic-ing it with a blue color maybe. antique it.
Okay. It's your
Yeah.
it's your thing. You do you.
It was a $5 clock, so
What about black?
shabby chic
Black.
black or just black
Well,
black.
black, and then you can just take off the edges a little bit
Mm-hmm.
for the brown to come through.
Possible.
But black with the brass
Mm-hmm.
would look sharp.
Okay. All right. Yep. Because I'll probably start working on that. I'm going to work on it together so I can plop it right in there when it's done.
Okay, plop it, huh? That's a professional term, is plop. Okay, so that's what he's doing for stitching, which it's nice to see him back to stitching. It's nice to see you do that.
Yeah. I've got some other things that I would like to do too. So, like that ship that you brought back.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
That
I'm 65 years old. I need to get started right and get done.
that's an intense ship. Yes, I think it would be a good idea to start now if you ever want to finish it. Adam will appreciate it after you're gone.
So, are you doing something? Or you want me to continue on with this?
I can show you my stitching,
Okay.
what little there is of it. As you know, I've been working on the retreat piece, which I can't show you, but I'd love to show you because I think it's so cute. Do you think it's so cute?
It's pretty. It's striking.
I think it's cute. So I'd really love to show it off. But I'm patting my own self on the back since I designed it, but I'm really happy.
Can't say anything about it, like color of the fabric or.
No. I gave him a little sneak peek at the fabric.
Okay.
But that's it. I usually don't even do that. So I've already gone out of my box. You know, I have a hard time, except for with colors, going out of the box. And even I'm struggling with the pantry.
Understatement.
We'll discuss that after I show this, okay? So I finished the stitching on the retreat piece on Friday night. So last night was Zoom with the girls, and I could work on anything. I could work on anything. I could have started something new. I could have, I have a plethora of things I could have worked on. So I was rooting through my drawer, waiting for something to strike me as, oh yeah, this is the one. And I ran across one that I started years ago and haven't touched because, well, I'll show you why. So I pulled it out and I'm like, I'm gonna finish this part of it if it kills me. And really, I had most of it done, so I don't know why I stopped when I did. But and the dogs ate the cover, so I don't have the cover. I'll try and put a picture in somewhere in here. If I do this, maybe it will, as I'm watching it, it will show me where to put it. But anyway, somewhere here. It's called Aunt Amy's House. It's from La Di Da. If I'm remembering correctly, this is stitched on 40 count earthen, I think, from Picture This Plus. And, I don't think I have personally ever seen anyone else stitch it. I'm sure someone has, but I don't think I've seen anyone else who has stitched it. So if you have, and you finished it, let me know. I'd like to, or send me an email with your finished picture. This is, I'm not quite with it this morning. This is what I have done, and the reason why I stopped is all this viney crap was a real pain in the butt.
It's kind of like confetti stitching.
It was just you had to really focus hard so you didn't miss anything, and then I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but scattered in amongst the green and the gold are little one stitches of pink here and there. I suppose it's supposed to be like roses or something, but I got tired of doing it, so I put it away and never came back to it. So last night I decided that's getting done, and if I got nothing else done, I would be happy with that. So I did get it done. I had like the vine parts, but I had to add the leaves over on this side. And then I finished stitching across here and got this little bit of gold right there done. But
Could be why nobody stitched it. That is kind of
it is, yes.
kind of intimidating.
Well, no, just
Intimidating. Can I get this done?
fussy.
Yeah.
But now that that's done, it'll go pretty quick. I can just do the fill and then the board. It's not a huge piece. It's only, I don't know. It's not very big. So that's what I chose to work on last night. I think I'll probably work on it again tonight if I get a chance to stitch. And then I'll probably work on something else. I want to finish Anna Grader. So I need to find her and then just kind of focus on her. But then it makes these videos kind of boring. So I don't know what I'll do. So anyway, that's what I did. I'm hoping to make some fobs later today. I might do that while I'm on camera. I don't know. We'll see. So Dan has been working on the pantry, the butler's pantry, and he's a little frustrated with me because he's to the point. So why don't you tell him everything you've done so far?
Well, all we've done is fill in the wall between the library and the dining room. It's sheetrocked and mudded, but not painted yet. Took up the old floor and started on, Julie on a whim decided that, you know how I like that shiplap upstairs in the bathroom? Let's do that to this too.
The ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's easier to do that than to repair all the holes that were made installing the lights.
Well,
Because
it
you did
would've-
that.
Would have had to been a little more careful on that.
Yeah.
But we added 7 can lights and 2 pendant lights. There was just one light in the middle of the dining room, a chandelier. So that was an accomplishment because I'm not really electrical, but I did all the electrical and they all came on.
YouTube is your friend. That's what I told him. I said, go to YouTube. There's a video for everything. And this one, her name is Exo McKenna, is her video channel, her channel name. Young gal does home improvement things herself, and she's the one that keeps saying, gotta know how to do something, I go to YouTube and I watch YouTube videos. So that's what I told him to do, and that's what he did.
Yep. So we also had to get power to the future island in the middle of the floor, so I had to add another outlet for that. And Julie wanted power in the one cabinet where all of the appliances, the little appliances are going to go, like the toaster, the processor, the bread maker. So there'll be pull-out shelves with power behind them, so you can work on it right there if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also another power for just an outlet on that wall, and I had to add another outlet on the other side of the library to make it
To code.
And so far, everything's coming up. So moved on to that. I got the ceiling done up to where the cabinets will go in. Shiplap, painted, all the holes filled. So it looks pretty good. So I'm ready to move on, and I was going to start on the cabinet.
He's looking at me. He was ready to start on the cabinet, but here's the issue. It's a big issue. I was talking to the ladies last night, and They could understand the issue. So out here, we have oak cabinets that we used. What's that product called? Rust-Oleum cabinet transformations on. So you paint base coat on, because we had that lovely orangey oak cabinet. And I think was I recovering from, did you do that when I was laid up with the neck surgery?
Yeah.
Or was
part
it
of
the torn Achilles tendon? One of those two. I was laid up, and so to entertain me, because I was flat on my back, I think it was the neck surgery, because I was flat on my back for a long time with that. It was not so much the surgery, but took him 6 months to figure out what was going on. And pretty much I was on my back the entire time, because it was the only way I could lay without pain. So you paint a base coat, and then you put a glaze over it. So the base coat is kind of white, and then it's a brown glaze over it, and it, oak has a open grain, and so the glaze gets into the grain, and it hides a lot of sins, more sins than what plain white cabinets do, and it's warmer.
you gotta rub it off. So
Yeah, you put it on, rub it off,
and then seal it.
and then seal it.
So it's a long process.
It is a long process, and it's at least 8 years out from that process now, because he did it before I bought the shop, and I'm in my 8th year. So and certain cabinets are now starting to chip, but there's physically nothing wrong with the cabinets. So here's my dilemma. I still like the way they look. I'm sure it's probably not in style anymore, the glazed look. I think everybody's going with just plain white cabinets, which there's nothing wrong with, except for I'm not a plain white cabinet person. I like the look of it in other people's houses, but for me, I just don't know if that's what I want.
Well, some people are painting them like that. Green color is very popular.
Right, I'm getting to that. So my dilemma is the new cabinets that he'll be building, if we're going to just paint them white, would be made out of maple, which has no grain to it. So even if we kept these cabinets and painted them white, they're going to look different from the new cabinets, because he'd be using maple.
Because that's one of the better woods to use for a painted cabinet.
Finish, yes. So my second option is all new cabinets, both in the butler's pantry and out here in the kitchen. But that's a lot of cabinets.
That's a lot of money.
And a lot of money. So, and then I'm not sure. In my head, I had a minty sagey green cabinet in mind for the butler's pantry. But I wouldn't want two different kinds of. I don't want the kitchen to be one color and the butler's pantry to be another color, even though there is a door between them. I would kind of prefer a cohesive look, I think. I don't know. So, see, I can't even talk about it because I can't wrap my head around it. Oops. Do something with her, please. So I could paint. The upshot is I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to say, oh no, make the new cabinets out of oak and we're just going to keep them all this way. I don't know if I want to say, oh, I want all new cabinets so that they all match, or can I live with two different looks? And he got a little frustrated with me. I'm stressing him out. Those were his words. I am stressing him out. He's ready to start on that. He doesn't want to hear about how long it's taking to get anything done because this is on me. And I admit, yes, this is on me. It's all on me. I don't know what I want to do. And I don't want to. It's a lot of money, even with him doing all the work. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to make the wrong decision. And it just keeps going. This morning when I got up, I'm like, I'm going with green in there. And I'm just going to keep these the way they are. But now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So, Dan, and riddle me this. What would you do if I didn't exist? What would you do?
I'd probably do what I wanted out there and not so much worry about it flowing.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be a driving force just because these are one that has to match. I would do what I want to do out there as long as it doesn't, pink out there and brown here wouldn't work. But I would do what I want out there as long as it kind of went with this. But I was thinking this morning, my thoughts were, let's just do them out of oak. It's cheaper. It's about half the cost of the maple. And if we had to, we could paint the oak, but we could also carry on with this process here. And maybe do something different with the island.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my thoughts.
What do you think?
She's got...
Weigh in on it.
She's got a stitcher customer that comes in that does interior design on the side. Well, actually, I think that's
her business. Yeah.
So she's going to probably contact her and get a couple hours of
just
consulting
time to maybe just to talk it out with someone. Say,
I'm a little nervous.
Lola.
I'm a little nervous though because she wanted to add another window and change that window.
It was a good idea, wasn't it?
We got plenty of light in there.
We do, but it looks weird because the window that's in the pantry, or what will be the butler's pantry, goes all the way to the floor, and it just looks a little strange.
Yeah, it's just a narrow.
Doesn't open or anything. I'd like it to open.
16-inch wide picture window.
Yeah.
Good for a dining room, but not for a pantry or kitchen.
Yeah. So, yeah. He's gone as far as he can go until I make a decision. And I'm struggling with that. So, it gives him time to work on the garage, make room for his new saw, which he will need to make cabinets with, right?
Yeah, because I was going to go to work and use the shop at work probably because it's a full-blown woodworking shop. All the tools, clamps, sharp stuff, dust collector, everything. So, but if I have a good table saw here, I can and make room out in the garage. I can more efficiently do the work here. So that's the plan there. I think that's a good idea. So.
Yeah. And in between all that other stuff, he continues to make things for the shop for me, which I think is a good segue into showing what you've got here.
Yeah, I'll show you something that's been revived a little bit, plus something that I found on Pinterest. I was looking around for something. I think I was looking to get you something for Mother's Day or something.
Birthday or Mother's Day, one of the two.
But anyway, I found something that looked like this. It looks like a beehive. And this is what it was on Pinterest without this, without the little dipper. But they were just a beehive honey thing with a scissors on top. I think everybody's seen scissor holder before. So I said, I think I could steal that idea and do something with some of the wood that I have. but I purposefully ordered the beehive scissors, or the bee scissors. It looks like a spider sometimes, but it is a bee.
Mm-hmm.
But the color went good. So I kind of did that without Julie knowing about it.
Yeah.
And,
But he put a little, he's got a little metal insert in here, just as kind of a finishing touch rather than just a raw hole. And we added the little honey dipper. So he's been making those for the shop.
So yeah, this one is made out of, I think it's spalted hackberry. We might have talked about it before, but the coloring that you see there is from mold or a beetle of some kind, leaving their stains in the wood. So I've built probably 4 or 5 of those,
At least.
and I've got a couple more ready to go. I thought I would show you the process if you're interested. It's done on the lathe, which you guys have watched before know that I like to work on the lathe. And I'll show you the process here. It starts off with going to the woodworking store and finding these. Every month they have different wood species for sale, usually 2 or 3 inches wide, 4 inches wide. So I've collected a few of these, and this one is I believe it's some kind of a Peruvian walnut. They're a little bit over 3/4 of an inch wide, and I need 3 inches wide to build one of these. So they've got to be glued together before I can go too much farther. So once it's all glued together, then on the table saw I take and saw off the corners. Eventually this is going to be round, and just as it's turning there and your blade is chipping away, it just makes a little bit less work. So they're about 6 inches long, and like I say, they have to be 3 inches in diameter. So from there, like I said, then you put it on the lathe and you turn it down to make it round. So this is a ambrosia wood that I know Julie likes. You can see some same type of thing, the stain in the wood. It's a maple basically, but the stains in the wood are from the beetle that bore holes in there. So, and that is done by this turning on the lathe, and your tool comes in here, and as it's turning, it's going to chip it away. So this is a gouge lathe tool that does your roughing work to get it from square to round. This is a similar tool, but these have what we call carbide inserts. This is made out of carbide here, and I bought a set of these, so you have one that makes straight edges, one for roughing and round edges, and one that would be for the grooves in the beehive.
I see.
So you would get the angle right, kind of see it making the grooves. And I usually just do those by hand. I usually just kind of eyeball it because it's nature, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But it's just grooved in there, rounded off, and then sanded through 4 or 5 different layers of sanding. And I should have brought the finish, but actually it's called a honey, I'll go get it and show it to them. Finish that goes on there, and then finish it off with a layer of lacquer spray to kind of give it a little bit more shine. So there's 3 of them there that are ready to go, plus I've got one out in the garage that's made out of another American walnut
It's a different shape,
Yes.
more of a beehive shape.
Yeah, Julie said she wanted just a beehive.
He refers to this
Sure.
one as your, what do you call this one?
I don't know.
Poop emoji.
Oh, the poop emoji
Yeah.
scissor holder. Yeah.
That's what he refers to this one as.
But it's pretty. Walnut is one of my favorite woods.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
That's just a natural finish on it.
And what other kind of woody things have you been doing?
Um, well, Julie wanted some of these. I think Mary was the first one to introduce these to us at stitching. It's
Thread winder.
a thread winder. You wind the thread around there and then cut it in the middle to get your lengths of thread that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing them kind of short. I guess I didn't know exactly what size that she needed.
Well,
Or-
the shorter ones are good for silk because you
Yeah.
don't want quite as long threads when you're working with silks.
But they're a very easy project to make. Just thin them down, sand them up good. This one probably needs another coat of finish. And this is another walnut one, but it's a lighter walnut. And what you're seeing in the middle there is mother of pearl. What you can do, they do this for inlays in wood. And at my favorite woodworking store, you can buy little containers of different chips. And this is opal. So you just super glue the opal chips in there, and then you can sand them down. Opal is really a pretty soft material, so it can be sanded. But that's what you... It just kind of shows you where the middle of the shtick is, so you can cut it down the middle. So I got a few of those to make because that's the last two that we have in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep.
And then back from the past, that was the popping up is the Eastern Nebraska segmented hardwood scissorbeak bird. This originated from Connie, actually, because Connie found one on the internet, and it was just more of a 2D, didn't have really the 3D wings on it, did
And
it?
it was just a painted,
Yeah.
not very attractive piece.
But if you haven't seen one, these things I think are designed to hold spools.
Spools, just to
Yeah.
decorate the base up a little bit. It
Mhm.
has a drawer that opens. He's flocked his drawer. And
Just a little drawer for needle minders. And then the scissor beak is, you probably have all seen those before. The scissor goes through there.
it makes the beak. These are the Sienna Kohana scissors, which look really... Originally, I had a pair of wood-handled scissors.
Yeah, what happened to them?
They're in my display
Oh,
case.
Okay.
That went real well with the wood birds. We did two different variations of this bird. One was made out of beautiful woods, and the other I put pretty papers and stuff on. So I don't know if I still have. I'd have to go look. And I had a pair of wood-handled scissors from...
You can talk.
I don't know who those scissors were made by. They don't make them anymore, but the wood-handled scissors looked really pretty. And since they don't make them anymore, I've been looking for a scissor that looked good with the wood birds, and the Sienna Kohanas look pretty good with them. So, and then he's got the little floopy-doo right there, which is kind of fragile. But I think is this 3 different woods, Dan? I don't know the names of those 3 different woods, but it's 3 different woods that he's made it out of. And he makes the base, which is kind of a difficult one. I wish he would have moved the bird back just a little bit, but he didn't. So he's made that one. It's for sale at the shop. I haven't got it in the computer yet.
I have a surprise one too.
You have a what?
A surprise one.
A surprise one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where is it?
It's in production.
In production.
It's a cardinal version.
Ooh, that would be probably pretty popular.
Made out of Paduke, which is kind of an orangey reddish natural hardwood. So interesting. Like I say, this is the finish that I put on it. Feed and wax, but it's a beeswax material. It's a liquid. It goes on there and you let it sit and dry a little bit and then polish it up. So it's all natural finish on it.
Can you talk for a minute? I'm going to go see if I can find my other bird.
I don't know what I can talk about.
You'll figure it out.
I don't think so.
Talk to him.
Man.
Talk, Dan. Talk. You always have lots to say.
I have lots to say.
You can do it.
Are you done yet?
No?
So
Way through all the construction stuff.
we're babysitting this afternoon. My son is taking his wife out for her last hurrah before they start back to school. She's a para, where the 2 granddaughters go to school at the Catholic school. So they start on. I'm talking. So they start on Thursday, but they're bringing the 2 girls over, and they're bringing. I don't know if Julie has told you guys about little Penny. Have you talked about Penny? Do they know who Penny is?
I don't know if I've talked about Penny.
Well, when you sit down, I'll see if I can find a picture of Penny on my phone. But Penny's going to be here too. So we got a little baby schnauzer, and Reese and Abby are stopping by too. So
Reese and Abby, yep.
in between working on the garage, that'll be what I'll be doing.
Yes. So here's my original scissorbeak bird with the spools, and I have Connie found me this wooden thimble, so I put it in the front, and these are my wooden handled scissors. But Connie's been looking for a pair of them for a long time, and they never go on sale. So he's made a few little modifications. He made the tail longer on this one. But the wings are done a little differently. But yeah.
Which one do you like better?
So that's been, huh?
Which one do you like better?
I don't know. They both have I like the fact that this one sits back a little further instead of forward. And that you put a thing in the front here.
Yeah.
So, I like them both. You do good work.
One's a little bulkier.
Hmm?
That one's a little bulkier. There is
It's Adeline
Adeline
with
and
Penny,
Penny.
which that's her face right there. Black dogs are very hard to get a good picture of.
Yeah.
Because everything just fades together. But she's a real sweetie. Although they were not talking very nice about Penny yesterday when they were at the shop. Apparently Penny is into the chewing stage. And so Marcia was talking about having to pick up her rugs because Penny was shredding her rug, and she's biting a little bit, chewing, not aggressively biting, but biting their fingers and stuff when she's just trying to like gnaw on them. So yeah, we get to babysit for a few hours. Yeah, what are you looking for now?
I thought maybe I had a better picture.
I don't have a better picture of Penny. I have a picture of Katie's new puppy. Oh, he's going to show the ceiling.
It's not a very good picture, but
Yeah, gotta tip it down. That's the ceiling in the new pantry.
so the holes are where the pendant lights over the island mod will be.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. That's a picture. It's the girls taking care of her.
I couldn't even see what it was. Okay, so there they've got her all tucked in next to a stuffy and a blanket.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
having a little snooze. She's a real sweetheart. I'm a miniature schnauzer lover. They're my favorite breed. And you know, after Rags lives for 100 years, then I might get another schnauzer, but I keep telling Rags she can't die. She's got to live forever. She's 14, so
Oh, that's a good one.
well, that one you can almost see her face. She's cute. She's really cute. So
The cuddler.
when she's tired, she's cuddly, but when not anymore when she's awake.
Mm.
She's not so cuddly, which happens with puppies. Anyway, do you have anything else?
I think not.
Because I hate to keep you away from your garage.
I got half the driveway full of junk right now.
Do
that
you?
needs to be loaded up onto.
He's going to borrow Adam's pickup. Adam's going to regret buying that new pickup. You know, one person in a family should always have a pickup. And Adam decided he was going to buy one, so he got himself a new pickup. And Dan called him this morning to see if he could borrow it. Got to haul some stuff to the dumpster. So it's good. It needed to be done. Well, I won't
Okay.
keep you if you're done chatting.
Mhm.
You don't have anything else you want to chat about?
Well, I could talk more about woodworking, but whether they really want to hear
Yeah.
all about woodworking, I don't know.
I don't know
But
either.
at least they have a history on where this stuff comes from.
So you think we should do it out of oak?
That's what I was thinking. I'm okay with it matching this too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also okay with painting a green cabinet too. But then-
Sue asked me last night if I thought I would get tired of the green. And I don't
I don't think you ever get tired of green.
I don't really get tired of green. One of my sticky wickets on doing the cabinets out there green is really that doesn't leave you much to paint the walls. Like you probably would have to paint the walls in a white or a cream. And I did that once in the kitchen here. I wanted to do a black and white and red here in the kitchen. And so I had him paint the walls white. It was a creamy white. And I had black and cream buffalo check curtains on the sliding glass doors and windows here. And that lasted about a week, maybe 2. And then I was like, nope, you gotta paint it. So we painted the walls green then. so I don't know that I would get tired of the green. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind and go with red cabinets.
That was my second
That was your second thought, was red cabinets? Because I have a picture that I've kept for, gosh, at least 10 years. I've had that picture,
That was my second thought.
and it's got beautiful red cabinets and a black and white checkered floor. But again, your walls have to be a white or a cream, and then red cabinets. I mean, we are getting older. And not everyone, I would love the red cabinets, but not everybody else would love red cabinets. And if, we die and the kids have to sell the house, or I die and Dan decides to sell the house, that might be a tough sell. And sadly, as you age, you have to think about those things. So I don't know. I am stuck. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop this now, but I don't know if I will. I need to do a chart of the week video too. But Dan was ready to get this done, so we decided to start with that. So I may add to this and I may not. We'll see. Stay tuned. If I don't, well, we're just going to assume that I am. I'll film an ending if I decide not to. So, have a great Sunday. Bye. Hello again. It is now Sunday, the 13th of August, so a week later than when we filmed the first part of this video. And I figured since it wasn't finished, we might as well get an update on how we've been doing on our projects. Righto? You've made progress, and I met a goal, so thought maybe we should share it.
Yep.
We had a busy day yesterday.
Recovery mode.
I actually just woke up from a nap. We had Reese and Emma and Adeline and Kate here for part of the evening last night. The girls, the little ones, spent the night. Oh, we had Hayden too, which we should just call him either Wreck-It Ralph or Dennis the Menace, one of the two.
It's not Dennis the Menace because he has the blonde hair.
He does have the blonde hair. But man, that kid, he can find everything he's not supposed to get into. But they and Abby was here. They all spent the night. Katie went home about 10 o'clock last night because she was going to spend the night, but then her dog's been sick.
He was fine.
Yeah. I think
She ate mushrooms. They were growing out in the yard underneath a bush, and they caught her eating them. Not good.
No, that'll make you puke.
She might have been hallucinating last night. I don't know.
I suppose it's possible. Were they growing hallucinogenic mushrooms in their backyard?
Well, they're not stating that, and we cannot confirm it online. But
No, probably not. Probably not. But we've got mushrooms in
we
our
have
yard.
some too. Yeah.
That's what happens when you actually get rain. You get mushrooms. So anyway, I'm tired. It's a lot. I'm old. they're young, and it's a lot. So I just, Remy started barking and woke me up from a good nap. But I was waiting for Dan to shower because he slept down here on the sofa with the little girls so that they wouldn't get scared, which was probably a good thing.
They never budged during the storm.
They didn't budge at all during the storm?
No, you had that sound machine on that probably helped cover it up.
Maybe, because Emma is terrified of storms.
Nope.
It didn't bother her a bit.
Nope.
So, well, you had to keep your eye on the shenanigans, though, too. Emma and Addie tend to get into things that they kind of feed off each other.
You mean Reese and Addie?
Reese and Addie, yeah, Reese and Addie. Emma's no problem at all. Reese and Addie, I think if you leave those two on to their own devices, trouble will follow.
And they can fight too if it doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you broke up a pillow fight,
No, I just let it go for the most part.
did you?
Yeah. I was laughing so hard I was crying, actually. Trying not to let them see me. Watching a 3, 5, and 7, or 3, 6, and 8,
3, 6, and 8.
3, 6, and 8-year-old tried to cohabitate for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. We watched Lady and the Tramp and The Good Dinosaur. So that was good. I popped some popcorn.
I bailed.
He went to the ball game. Abby, that's why Abby was in town, was to take Dan to the baseball game as a belated Father's Day birthday gift, I guess.
Well, our trip to the World Series fizzled. Remember, she was supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. So Storm
Good
Chasers isn't quite the same thing.
No, but there was some entertainment too. There, people at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm. So we did that. We had stitching at the shop yesterday. That was good. I don't know. We had maybe 9 or 10 people stitching. So that was fun. So yeah, it was a good week, I think. No progress was made on the butler's pantry, but a decision has been made as to what I'm doing. So he can't point the finger at me now, and I'm not stressing him out anymore. He's got his orders, right?
I'm just whistling Dixie now.
Why? Why Dixie?
Because it's a happy song.
It's a happy song. Okay. So I think that's what he's planning to do after this, is he's going to go start on the first cabinet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, all right. Well, why don't you show them what you have accomplished this week?
Okay. What did I have done the last time? Just a couple sales?
I think just a couple of sales.
Well, I tell you, those sales just are not showing up real good, are
They
they?
are not. You may have to backstitch them or something.
Oh boy, yep. But anyway, starting on the boat part, down to where the cannon doors are, and then only about, let's say about 8 or 9 rows down, and then there'll be some waves going across there. And that'll finish it up. Well, with the rigging, got to do the rigging.
Mm-hmm. And I thought you were going to put there's a
Oh yeah.
a compass, a nautical compass type thing that I think he's going to put up.
Yeah, on one of the other pictures, the whale, there's a north symbol. So I think I'm going to put that up here. There's supposed to be another one of these over there, but I think I'm going to go with the north. What?
I was just noticing you could see the glitter on your fingernails.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to re-glitter. That was disappointing. Reese had mentioned it, but
Had she mentioned painting your nails again?
yep.
She painted them. What color were they?
This
Under
was just
there.
a sparkle.
Oh no, you've got.
Yeah.
See, he's got the remnants of the pink on there from last time, and then some sparkle.
Yeah, it's getting wore off.
It kind of freaks the girls at work out a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. I usually don't say anything. I just show up. We were at lunch, and Lynn, the one of the secretaries, she goes, just stop. I'm bothered by your hand gestures when you've got pink fingernail polish on. I said, oh, sorry, Lynn. It bothers the carpenters too.
He's a good grandpa. He just lets them do it. You'll notice mine are not painted. They don't ever ask.
We can
either.
take care of that.
No, that's all right. It's okay. There's enough on the tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
to make up for what's not on my fingernails.
Yeah, we all four did it the other day. Emma, Addie, Reese, and I, we all did it.
Yeah.
I didn't do my toenails though. They did.
You gonna show that part of your project?
Oh, yeah. So we had talked about the empty clock. So I started getting this ready. It's painted black and kind of shabby chic just a little bit. I may do blue down here. That's why it's not this still brown. Julie says no.
I don't think so. I think it would make it look
Cheesy.
cheesy, cheap.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I wanted to do like the 3D effect.
It's
on
already 3D.
it. Yeah, but I mean real.
No,
And then
no.
put a sound effect of waves in the back that plays.
Well, no. You know, sometimes less is more. Most of the time, less is more.
So, yep. I only got one more night of teaching, night class, so Monday night's my last night, so that'll give me time off until the 9th of September. That's our long break. We have quarters, so
Well, that'll be good. Give you a few free evenings.
work on the cabinet and maybe get some stitching done.
Did you make room for you to make a cabinet out
No,
there?
no, I'm not at that point yet. I had to get the garbage cans emptied out
Mm-hmm.
for more room, which I've started filling up again already.
I'm not surprised. So when you say you're going to go work on the cabinet, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to buy some plywood and I'm going to take it to work and cut it down to size because they have the bigger layout table.
Mm.
And then I'll bring them home and work on them.
Okay. And you think it'll take you how many days to build a cabinet?
To build the cabinet,
I think this has got to be one of the more complicated ones, right?
second to the most complicated.
Second to the most complicated.
This one just has a bunch of shelves in it for the
But they
appliances.
pull out.
Yes.
Pull out shelves for the appliances. We did make one change this week on the. I have a big heavy duty mixer. I can't remember the brand name is.
Cuisinart,
No, it's not Cuisinart.
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid mixer, and it's heavy. And I originally said we would put it in this cupboard with the pull-out drawers, but then I would have to take it out of the drawer and move it to the island or the counter or something in order to use it, which is heavy, so I don't want to have to do that. So we're moving that over to the island and getting one of those. Did you happen to do some research on that? No. They have these things where it can sit on the shelf and the shelf comes up to like counter height. So you can use it without having to pick it up. So we're gonna do that in the island.
So it'll stay in that when you're working on it.
Mhm.
You wouldn't slide it to the...
No, you don't slide it. It just stays on there and then it goes back down.
All right.
We did that. Yes. So, okay, dude. If you're done with your part, you can exit or you can stay for the rest. That's up to you. Progress has been made on both of my projects that I said I was going to work on. This is Aunt Amy's house again. I believe the dog ate the cover photo, so I don't have that. But I got quite a bit of the house filled in. And all of the vines were done. So quite a bit of the house has been filled in. Now I am debating a change. I was looking at this color here, which is kind of a purpley, I think it's river rock. So kind of a purpley gray, and I'm just not digging it. So up here, I have switched to the green that was in the leaves, which is terrapin or something like that.
Like the turtle?
And I'm thinking I might like that better. What do you think?
Are you asking them or me?
I'm asking you. You're sitting here.
I gotta look at it. Let me get on my glasses.
Yes, put your glasses on,
Put
Tan.
my man glasses on here.
This.
Yeah. Definitely more striking.
I just think I'm gonna like that better.
Yep.
So I think I have to rip out from here down. But
Do you think they were making fun of my glasses?
do I think they were made? I think you probably gave them a little bit of a chuckle.
Okay.
I don't think they'd make fun of you.
They're not mine. I just stole whatever I could find.
Yeah, he kind of steals my scissors, my glasses, my Q-snaps.
I always like a little bling, though.
Well, obviously it matches your
Oh, yeah.
glittery nails.
That's a good point.
Yeah, matchy. So that was my progress there. I did get quite a bit of that house done. I think quite a bit of the house done.
Should have been a bricklayer. They're that fast.
That's not a brick house. It's maybe a stucco house. I always wanted a stucco house. My Aunt Yvonne's house was stucco.
You had your own stucco.
Oh yeah, we did have the shack that was sort. Was that really stucco though, or was that just cement slabbed on there?
I think it was stucco.
I think it was more cement slabbed on there.
Whatever they were doing in Noini.
I think it was more just cement. But Yvonne's was stucco. All right, so then my second project was Anna Grader, and I had talked about those stupid, I shouldn't say that. I had talked about those eyelet stitches that are kind of fussy to stitch. It's not that they're hard, they just are fussy. And how I wanted to get those finished. So I did. I got them all done. All the eyelets are done, and I'm working on the finishing this border in between the 2 rows of eyelets before I can move on to the lower half.
Somehow we have to get an app that will inverse the pattern so that people can see it correctly. Because it looks backwards.
Well, I think it looks backwards to us.
I think it looks backwards to them, too.
I don't think so.
I think so. I had to address that when I was teaching and Zooming. That's why I made that plastic board to write on so that it looked normal to them when they were looking at it. I have to get some feedback
Well, you know
on
me,
that
I
one.
don't like to be Is it right for you or wrong for
Is
you?
it flipped or is it not flipped?
But anyway, so here I'm done down to here except for finishing this little border. And then I can start on the bottom half, which I'm hoping will go somewhat quickly until I get down to the fill down here. But
Nice.
yeah, and this, I am doing the called for color, and look at the cover photo. Looks nothing like
I'll hold it up while you hold the cover.
nothing like the fabric that was called for. Nothing. Which is why I always say, don't go by the cover. Sometimes you like the cover more, though. This would not be one of those cases. But sometimes you do like the cover more than you do the actual stuff.
I didn't know they had an 1812 Beauty Queen on there.
Well, there's a story behind that. I don't know that I have the story with me. It's probably over there with the papers, but The name, see, here it is. The name Anna Grader belonged to the designer's maternal grandmother in part. Her actual full name was Frederica Anna Amelia Christina Grader Schick. Whoa, that's a mouthful. I'm sure she would not have minded me using it for this sampler. The date 1812 was many years before her time, but the photo on the front is of her. So, yeah. Yep. So that is all the stitching I have to show you. Do I have anything else I need to impart? Any other bits of wisdom I need to impart?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Our stitch along is going to start on the 1st. I think it's is it the 1st?
What are you stitching along on?
Or our start along, sorry. The start along, the Al4 start along that we're doing. We're starting it on the Friday before Labor Day, the Monday that we celebrate Labor Day on. The Friday before that at 7 p.m. Central Time, if y'all want to start at the same exact time as the rest of us. Like I said before, I will put a hashtag on Instagram about a week ahead of time. So we're coming up on that here pretty quick so that everyone can start posting which design they chose and their fabric and floss choices. I got a text from my friend Doreen yesterday saying she was thinking about doing something crazy and did I want to know what it was, and I'm thinking, is she going to throw herself off a cliff, or I had no idea what she was talking about, and I said, yeah, sure, fill me in, and she says, I think I might start 3 Al4's charts for the start along.
Ambitious.
Very ambitious, because they're not tiny little things. So she may outstart all of us. And I had another gal who was gonna, is it gonna fit? Oh, well, that's a wrong hole.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna fit.
I had another gal come in to get her fabric. She's doing Everlasting Garden? Something like that. And on 36 count, her fabric was 32 by 36. It was huge. Huge.
Huge.
It's a beautiful piece, though, but huge. So I have yet to get fabric for, I'm doing the black and red sampler. So I have the floss, but I haven't chosen the fabric yet. It'll be some sort of I usually do my red and black things on like a lighter creamy color.
How big was Bag Lady's project, the full one of the plantation?
It wasn't that bad. It was like, she had me cut at 18, but I think she only needed 13 because she couldn't. Okay, so they don't know what I'm talking about. My friend Carla was in
Bag Lady
yesterday. Bag Lady Carla. She makes the project bags for the shop. So, but I have another Carla also. So we refer to her as Bag Lady Carla, which is maybe not the nicest thing we could call her, but she was in yesterday and she had seen this project down at the attic. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a southern plantation type house.
Mm-hmm.
And they had just done like a very small portion of it was a big piece, but with a full house on it. But they had just stitched a small portion of that house.
A side door of steps going up.
And then framed it in a very chunky, large frame. And she loved it when she saw it, so she bought the chart and she came in to get fabric for it.
Yeah, it would have been like that big.
I don't know. It wouldn't have been even that big. I think the stitching would have been about,
really?
Yeah, 3 by 3.
Hmm.
And I was just cautioning her that most of the frame molding companies won't cut anything smaller than 6x6. So she might have difficulty getting it framed, because even I would be a little bit, usually when I run into that situation, it's usually like someone needs a 5-inch frame. So I will order the parts 6 inches, and then Dan will cut an inch off, but 3 inches is kind of scary. The reason they do that is because people were losing their fingers on the saw.
It's an OSHA thing.
Yep, it's an OSHA thing. So I was just cautioning her, not trying to talk her out of it, but cautioning her that she could have difficulty finding a frame.
Mm-hmm.
She might be able to find one like pre-made, already made, possibly. Usually those don't have a deep enough rabbet, but you can kind of make that work. So she ended, that made her second guess her thought process, because she really liked the full picture too. But she was thinking she would never get it done if she did the full picture. So she ended up buying fabric for both, both the little one and the big one. The big one was full coverage, so it didn't really matter what fabric it was. The little one.
Did you talk her into doing a fabric where she wouldn't have to do the clouds?
No. She said if she was going to do the full thing, she was doing the background too. So.
Go, bag lady, go.
Yeah. So I don't know. I challenged her last night to start them both. I don't know if she did. But I figure why not?
Yeah,
Why not challenge her?
50 bags to do for you, so I don't see her doing much stitches.
She said 1,000,000 bags.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I was bored last week. I bought a bunch of fabric. And then Friday night, I went to Joann's and bought the inside fabric. So it wasn't, I'd say there were maybe 18 different fabrics that I bought. And you can get usually four out of a yard of fabric. So what's 18 times 4? I don't know. I don't do math in my head. But I only told her she didn't need to make all 4. She could just make 2.
62.
Okay, 62 bags.
Something like that.
But I told her she only needed to make like 2 of each for now. And she has until October. Because it was something I was going to take out to retreat.
72.
72. Okay, so have that. That's not so bad. It's not millions, like Carla said. Let's see, what else do we know? The online needlework marketplace, I think is what they're calling it this year, is coming up at the end of the month. The date is eluding me. I want to say the 25th. I'm taking pre-orders if anyone needs anything. I'm happy to take a pre-order. I'm just not I don't have enough time right now to put all the pictures up on the website. So in my last newsletter, which you can locate on my website or on the Facebook page, I gave links to a couple different places where you could go to look at all of there's a Facebook page where all the designers are posting their pictures, and then there's an Instagram hashtag that you can follow to see all of the pictures. There's some cute designs. There's a couple of things I've seen that I thought, maybe.
I'll have to give a call out to Tulip if she's watching.
Tulip usually doesn't watch. I have another friend whose name is Rosie. And the other day, what were we talking about?
Something about retreat or something.
Something about
I had
retreat.
an epiphany, remember?
Oh, yeah, how we were going to present something. And he was saying Connie and Tulip can blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who's Tulip? And he said, Rose or Tulip or whatever. It's not like, it's Rosie, not Tulip. So Tulip, Dan says hi. That's really not very nice of you. So yes, Needlework Marketplace. If you need something, want me to order it, let me know. Send me an email. What else? Anything else coming up that I need to talk about?
Just your trip to Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all the shop news. Are you done sitting here now?
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
I'm gonna kind of move over in case there's something else I need to talk about. I think after I'm done here, I'm gonna go stitch, and maybe I can stay awake now that I had a little cat nap. When you go out, hun, will you pick up, I think we've got bratwursters in the freezer here. I thought I'd have you grill bratwursters for dinner, but we need some buns. We got chips and stuff, so. Okay. Let's see. We were talking about retreat. My fabric for the retreat project is coming. The wait list is continuing to grow. I did have one lady. She was sharing a room with another person, so someone else that the other person knew wanted in, so she didn't want to share with someone she didn't know. And I understand that, so it filled back up right away. But plans are coming along fine for retreat. State fair is coming up. Everybody's entries went to Grand Island this week and are safely at Lori's house until I think she takes them in next week.
I'm telling you have your niece's stuff going in the bed.
What?
Tell them you have your niece's stuff going in the bed.
Yeah, they know. He was just talking about Katie entering the fair again this year. She entered once before. So she has 2 entries going in. There were not as many people participating as what I had hoped. It was kind of disappointing. So maybe next year. But the entries did go. And I may take off a Wednesday and go to the fair just to see everything this year. They've moved our textile arts into a new location. I would like to go and see where they're at. So I may take a Wednesday, close the shop, and go. So watch for that. If you're planning to come through on a Wednesday, check the Facebook page because I'll post it on there that I'm planning to go and see everyone's entries. Got to support my fair. Hopefully you all entered something in your fair. It's not that difficult to do. And again, we're not doing it because we want a ribbon. That's what I hear the most often. Oh, my work's not good enough. Well, you don't know that. Your work is probably just fine. I could say my work's not good enough because it's not always perfect. In fact, it rarely is perfect. I got dinged 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think, for having dog hair in mine. And it was a fair comment because I had not taken the time to. I was running late that year like usual, and I hadn't taken the time to pull out the hairs. And there's no way you can get all of them, but you can get the obvious ones. So I did take the time to do that this year. I ended up putting 5 things in, 2 framed, 2 pin pillows, and then my Under the Dome Farm edition, which went in under unframed item under 36 inches, I think, is what I put it in. So we'll see. I don't have any expectations of winning any kind of ribbons. I really don't care whether I win. Is it nice to win a ribbon? Yeah, but that's not why I do it. I do it to keep it in front of the public eye and to maybe inspire someone to come back to stitching or just try stitching, which has happened. I have had people come in and say, well, I saw stuff at the fair and it just looked like it was a fun sort of thing to do. Or I saw the stuff in the fair and I stitched a long time ago, but this looks completely different from what it used to be, which it does. We don't really have pink and mauve ducks anymore, or teddy bears. So it is kind of a different beast than it used to be. So I encourage all of you to enter something in your fair, county and state, just because you can, not because you want to win a ribbon. So let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Anything? I don't know. I think that's about it. I am going to do, okay, so let's back up a bit. I had turned off the ability to order fabric on my website with the exception of pre-cut pieces, because it seemed to confuse a lot of people trying to figure out how to figure the size of the fabric they needed and everything. So I have been working on the website and changing things up a little bit, and I will be turning on the ability to order any of the fabric, whether it's by the square inch or the pre-cut pieces. Not sure when that's going to happen. I have one other thing I would like to try and see if we can get on. I would like currently you have to put in the number of square inches that you're ordering, and then you have to remember to put it in the notes section, the cut size of that, and people forget a lot. So I'm going to call the website support system and see if there's any way to make it a pop-up. If you order fabric, that a pop-up comes up that says, please enter your cut size, and see if that helps. But I don't know if they can do it or not. But I'm going to do a Let's Talk Fabric Part 2 video, probably next week. And just to kind of go over it, just for those that maybe don't know how to figure out their fabric, and see if that helps the confusion that people were having. So I want to make it as easy as possible for people to order, but we'll see how that goes. I'm really, really hoping they can figure out a way to make a pop-up window. I tried to look, they have a bunch of support articles and stuff, and I tried to look and see if I could do it myself, and lo and behold, I'm not smart enough. So I will call them and find out. Lola, that's not your food. Your food's out here. It's all the same food. I don't know why they can't eat out of their own bowl. But Rags will eat Lola's, Lola will eat Remy's, and Remy just doesn't eat until after everyone goes to bed at night. So it's weird. But it's all the same food. My vet friend, Nicole, said, just feed them all the same food. It doesn't matter. So that's what I did. All right, with that, I am going to let you go, and I will see you probably next week in a video. I hope you have a good week, and I hope that you get lots of stitching done. So you take care until then. Bye.